What is good? What is good? MikeO from Let's Talk About It. Hit that subscribe button. So let's talk about Usyk and Fury. This is a great fight. I can't lie. I had Fury predicted to win this fight. I thought that if he controlled the jab and worked the body, it should be, easy money for him. And I turned out to be wrong. I thought that, in my opinion, the first 3 rounds up in the air. We'll get to those 3 rounds in a little bit, but I thought those 3 rounds was kind of a fill out round for each fighter. However, I gave Usyk 2 of the 3 of those rounds. I gave Fury the second. I thought Usyk had moments in the rounds where he had a big shot and it could have put him over the top. Basically, those 3 rounds could have went either way. But the fourth, fifth, sixth, and seventh round, I was giving Fury. I thought Fury was working the jab. He started working the body, which was frustrating Usyk. Usyk was having some moments, but I think what started to happen was, in my opinion, is that Fury, for one, he plays too much. And I don't know if you want to call that arrogance or confidence, overconfidence, or what. But I honestly think that he plays too much. He throws his hands down purposely. He initiates the offense for his opponent, if that makes sense. And I think what started to happen was, after those, fourth, fifth, sixth, arguably seventh round, Usyk started walking this man down. And if I'm sure we all noticed here that Fury was dropping his right hand a lot, on top of putting both hands down and leaving himself open and fighting reckless. He was lowering his right hand and he was getting caught with hooks by Usyk. So eighth round was the turning point for Usyk, in my opinion. He started to dominate the fight. Like I said, he started, walking down the bigger man and being the more aggressive fighter. Then comes the ninth round where he gets the 10-8 round. I thought after that, after the ninth, Usyk continued to just march him down and dominate the fight. I thought that maybe Fury had a chance, with the 11th and 12th. If he was able to dominate the 11th and 12th rounds, that fight would have been a lot closer. And that's where I circle back to those first 3 rounds, because I think that if those first 3 rounds could have been scored, either way, that could have been what dictates the fight. That would have been the key moment of that fight, because like I said, I had Fury winning 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th. Yet I had Usyk winning 8th, 9th, and 10th. And that's where I say with those last 2 rounds, if Fury could have dominated, but he didn't. I thought that we saw the same old, Fury, where he gets reckless and he always gets caught. He gets caught a lot. He gets knocked down a lot. So it happens. But this time it didn't look the same. And I know Fury is getting up there with age, so, I'm sure that's played his part too. I thought that the knockdown was major and he just couldn't recover. He didn't look right. He didn't look right after that. And Usyk's confidence just boosted up. I thought, like I said, up until the 7th round, Fury had that fight completely under control. He worked the jab. He kept him off of him, for most of that fight, with the jab, and he was, working the body. But I think he plays into the crowd way too much. And I thought that played its part, in this fight. I think that if he would have stuck to his game plan and continued to try to work the jab to keep him off of him, that he would have had more success. And to me, in my opinion, I think that Fury, for whatever reason, he backs himself right into the corner and he allows his opponent to hit him, to take shots, and then he does the little playful stuff that he does. And I think that that's his style, and that's got him as far as it got him. I'm not trying to take that from him, but I think that it played a major part in him losing tonight. And I'll say again, this fight would have been a lot interesting if Fury was the aggressor in those first 3 rounds. This fight would have been interesting even with the knockdown. Even with the knockdown. If Fury would have taken those first 3 rounds serious, which he didn't. I don't know if he just thought that, his fights would go like they've, previously went, like with Wilder, and whatnot. But this was a really focused Usyk. And I think that we really got to, tip our hat to him, because he was a smaller fighter. He overcome the first half of that fight, like I said, where Fury was looking to starting to dominate and take over that fight. He still stayed focused. He stayed aggressive. And like I said, he started to march down Fury and catch him with a lot of punches throughout that fight. And Fury could never recover after the 9th round. So salute to Usyk. You guys let me know what you think. Who do you think won? Who do you think that Usyk should fight next? Should he do a rematch with Fury? I know the boxing world, I'm sure, wanted Fury to win this fight so we could see a Anthony Joshua, Tyson Fury fight. But now that Usyk wins, I kind of feel like that makes that fight a little stale, because they fought, several times, before. So, a good question is what's going to be next for Usyk. He has a lot of options out there. There's a lot of up and coming, heavyweights that are trying to get their look. So it definitely will be interesting. So let me know what you guys think. I can't even say who won this fight, but I think a better question is if not for the knockdown in the 9th, do you have Usyk still winning this fight? Would it have been a lot closer without the knockdown? But regardless, I gotta give my flowers to Usyk. Like I said, I think he was initially losing the fight, at around the 7th round. And I think he turned it up. He applied pressure. He didn't give up. And like I said, he stayed focused, and he landed the shot that he needed. And after that, sky was the limit for him. So again, I do want to salute Usyk. And, you guys let me know, who do you think that he should fight next? Who do you think he should go at it? And what do you think is next for Fury? Because I think Fury is pretty done. And I don't mean that, I mean that respectfully. I think that since the Wilder matchups, I'm not sure if he's the same fighter. And, boxers age, and he's getting up there with age, and it just may be his time to step down. I think that maybe he would probably try to get a rematch, but after that, I don't see what's left for him. I think he's had his moment. It's time for Usyk to shine, and would be real interesting to see who he fights next, because I think the heavyweight division is really green right now. I think that it's a lot of fighters that haven't reached the level that Usyk, or Fury are at right now. So, and I think that pool of fighters maybe need to start kind of fighting a little bit more now, so we can start having more reputable names that can go against, some of the bigger fighters. So one of the names that probably stick out most for me would be Jared Anderson. I think that he's at 17-0, 15 knockouts. I think that it's his time to at least get a title shot, because unlike a lot of other divisions, you could say that, like, okay, well, he needs to step up and fight a more competitive fighter, but I don't think that there's a lot out there. Daniel Dubois, Zhang, Urkovic, Josh Parker. There are some names out there, but honestly, there's no elite names out there. So, I think that Usyk has a lot of room to fight whoever he wants to. Every other division, you could say someone is ducking someone, but can you really say that in the heavyweight division? I think it's slim pickings there. So I think Usyk can, I think even one of the top fighters is going to probably be a warm-up fight for him. Because again, I don't think we want to see an Anthony Joshua, Usyk fight again. We could see that, but I don't think the world would want to see that. Joseph Parker, he's decent, but he's not that, he's not upper echelon of a fighter. You could maybe say Urkovic, I think that he's a solid fighter. But he's set to fight Daniel Dubois. So this is what I'm talking about. I think that with the heavyweight division, these guys are mixing it up. These top guys are mixing it up. And it has to be done for them to get a good name, a good resume, so they can get a fight with, Usyk. That's the only, he's the king of the hill right now, of course, with all belts. But even him and Anthony Joshua, only way Anthony Joshua gets a look is if he just starts dominating. He beat Ngannou, but I don't think that was an impressive of enough fight, being that Ngannou isn't even a real boxer. But again, you got Joseph Parker. He's fighting Zhang, who's a top 10 fighter. Urkovic is fighting Daniel Dubois, who's a top 10 fighter. Deontay Wilder, like I said, is fighting Zhang. So it's a lot of, these guys are mixing it up, and hopefully this will bring some excitement to the heavyweight division, because I think the whole world has been wanting to see that division get back to where it was in the 90s. But let me know what you think. Please, again, like, follow, and subscribe. And until next time, I am out.